Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have completed create playlist and playlist selector part of this project. If you have not seen that video, just go to description and check out the link. In this video, we are going to work on playlist details page. So let's start with that. Let's go to the VS Code, and over here we have to get inside the code folder, then service, and then we have to get inside the playlist service.ts file, and then scroll to the bottom of the page, and then here we have to create a method. So let's add here get playlist with songs, and here we have to just pass the id, which is the playlist id. So here the number I'm expecting, and it should be of type observable, this one, and inside this one play list with song, we have to import this one model and close this one. And after that, here we have to write return this dot http dot get method, and after that here we have to write play list with song, this one, close this one, and after that parenthesis backtick, and then dollar curly brackets, and then this dot base url, and after this curly bracket slash get play list and with songs slash, and then we have to pass the id. So dollar curly bracket, and we have to just write here id and then put semicolon. And after that, the next method is related to reorder the songs in the particular playlist. So let's write here reorder song in playlist, and then here we have to write playlist id, and it should be of a number type. And after that song id, and this one is also will be a number type, and then the new position, and this one is also a number type, and after that observable, and it should be a message response, and then curly brackets, and then const params, this one, and new http params, this one, and then we have to set the values. So dot set, and then song id comma, and song id dot to string, and after that dot set, and this one new position comma, and new position dot to string, and then put semicolon at the end, and then we have to write the last line, which is return this dot http dot patch, and this one we are expecting message response, then close this one, and after that here parenthesis backtick, and dollar curly bracket, and this dot base url, and after this curly bracket slash, and reorder song in play list, and after that slash dollar, and curly bracket, and playlist id, and after that outside of this backtick, here we have to pass the body as null, and then we have to just pass the params, and at the end put semicolon. So now this method is also completed. Now the next method is to remove songs from the particular playlist. So remove song from playlist, and here we have to write playlist id, and it should be of a number type, and then song id, which is of also a number type, and then observer, not like that, observable, and then we are also expecting message response. Close this one, curly brackets, and then here the first line, which will be just song ID. So I'm just going to copy paste these two lines over here and just put a semicolon over here. Let me format this, and the next line, which is like return this dot http dot delete, and then message response, and then backtick inside the parenthesis, and then dollar and curly brackets this dot base URL, and after that slash remove song from play list, and after the slash, and then we have to pass the playlist ID. So playlist ID, and after that comma, and outside of this backtick comma, and then we have to just pass the params. And after this one, the next method is related to delete a playlist. So delete playlist, and in this one I'm just expecting a ID which is of a playlist ID, and then observable, and over here we have to pass the message response. Close this one, curly brackets, and then return, and this dot http, okay, there should be cap this dot http dot delete, and then message response. Close this one, and after that backtick or dollar, and after that curly bracket and this dot base URL, and after that slash and delete play list slash, and then dollar under after that curly brackets ID, and outside of this particular parenthesis we have to write dot pipe so that the refresh thing's done. So here on inside the pipe over here before that put semicolon. Inside the pipe here we have to just write tap and two parentheses, and inside one we have to write like this dot playlist update subject dot next, and this method is also completed. Now the next method is to update playlist privacy, so like making it from private to public and public to private. So that changes here we want to do. So update playlist privacy, and in this one ID number we are expecting, and the value is public and it should be of a boolean type, and then observable and playlist. Close this one, and then const params, and new http params, and then dot set, and then we have to set the value related to is public, and is public dot to string, and return this dot http dot patch and playlist over here. Close this one. After that backtick and then dollar symbol, curly brackets this dot base URL, and after that slash, and here we have to write update play list privacy, and then slash dollar, and then we have to pass the ID, and then pass null, and then params, and after that we also need to tap, so pipe and tap. This tap we have to import it from rxjx, and after that here like this dot playlist update this one dot next, and the next line we have to just put semicolon over here. Save this. Let me format this, save this again. Now let's get inside the features folder and right click on this feature filter, and open integrated terminal, and we have to generate a playlist. So ng generate play list and detail, and then press enter. So it will create a component, and we have to wait for a few seconds for this, and here you can see a component is created. Now get back to the app routing module, and in this one basically we have to just write the logic stated to route. So just put a comma over here and then path, and after that here play list slash, and then we have to pass the id. For the each playlist we are going to pass the id in the path variable or path, and then here we have to just write play list details over here, and then format this, save this one, and after this one then we have to go back to the playlist details and .ts file. Let's get inside that one, and then we have to write the logics over here related to playlist details. Now here we have to write playlist, and it should be play list with song, and it could be null. So by default it should be null, and after that loading is equals to true, and then error message is equals to single quotes, and then playlist id, and then here we have to pass the number is equals to 0, and then current play song id, which is by number type, and it could be null, and by default it is null, and after that is honor is equals to false, and then we have to write here private destroy, and then dollar over here, and then new subject. This one we need to import from rxjx, and then we have to write here void, close this one, and after that here we also need to import so constructor, and inside this one we have to import so private route and activated route, and after that here private router, and then router, and then private playlist service, and then we have to import this playlist service, this one, and after that private music player service, and then we have to import this music player service, and then private auth service, and here auth service, this one we need to import, and then private dialog, and then we have to import mat dialog over here, and notification services we also need to import notification service, this one. After that we also need to implement ng on init and destroy, so on init and then on destroy, this one we need to import, and over here we have to just write after this constructor closed, then here we have to write ng on init, this one. Inside this one we have to write this dot route, not router, and params, this one, and dot pipe, and take until this one, this dot destroy. So until it should not get destroyed, till this point we are going to subscribe this one, so subscribe, and over here I'm expecting the params, and then curly brackets, and this dot playlist id is equals to then plus symbol, and here we are just doing the type conversion, and then we have to just pass the id, and after that if this dot playlist id exists, in that case we have to call a method, and let's create a method inside or outside of this ng on it, which is load playlist information or load playlist fee. That will also gonna work. And over here, just write inside the if condition this dot load playlist. And so outside of this particular method, now I want to write here one more thing, which is need to be subscribed. So this dot music player service dot current song and dot pipe, and in the same way I will take until and this dot destroy, and after that dot subscribe, and then song, and this dot current playing song id is equals to song dot song question mark dot id or null, and put semicolon over here. And after this, outside of ng on it, then we have to write here on destroy ng on destroy, and this dot destroy dot next sorry, my bad here, and then destroy dot complete, and then save this. Let's also delete this one. We don't have any errors, then we are good. Now the next thing we have to write is logic stated to load playlist details. So now on the basis of playlist id, we have to call a backend API, and that should return the information. So here we have to write this dot loading is set to true. First we have to show the loader, and then this dot error message, I'm going to make it as set to like this, and then we have to call the API. So this dot playlist service dot get play list with song, and then we have to pass that this dot playlist id and dot subscribe, and after that here we have to write next, and then we have to pass the play list, and outside of this one curly brackets, and over here we have to write this dot playlist is equals to whatever the playlist we get or response we get, and after that we are going to check if the user is owner of this particular song or not. So here we have to write const current user is equals to this dot auth services dot get current user, and this dot is owner is equals to current user, and current user dot id is equals to playlist dot app user id or false, and then we have to pass this dot loading is equals to false, and then we also need to handle the error, so comma and then error, and over here we have to pass the error and curly brackets, and in this one this dot error message is equals to error dot error question mark dot message or fail to load playlist, please try again. And after that here we have to just write this dot loading is equals to false. Save this. Now if I go to the UI, and in that case the loading playlist will be called and we'll get the songs. Let's try that. So we are at this particular page. Let's click on this one. So we are route to this one. Let's go to the network tab, and let's try to refresh this page. So it should call API. You can see here get my playlist. This one is getting called, and which is outside the side panel, and this one we are getting the songs information. So you can see here the song list of songs, whatever it is inside of it, right? So it means this is working as expected. Now let's get back to the VS code, and over here now we have to write the logic stated to play and play all songs. So here play song and song int song in play list, and song in playlist, this one, and over here const all songs. And then we also need to pass or map. So for that, basically we have to create a method over here first. So outside of this play song, let's create a method private map playlist songs to songs. Just create a method over here, and then it should return the song array, and it should return this dot playlist not dot songs dot map, and then s, which denotes songs, and then here parenthesis and then curly brackets, and over here we have to write let me put a semicolon over here. Okay, song we also need to import. I think I have not imported that, that's why it's throwing the error. Now get back over here, and id s dot song id, title s dot title, and artist s dot artist, song url s dot song url, and then image url s dot image url, comma created at, we don't want to pass that, so just write like this, and app user just let's pass as 0, and app user name just pass as blank. And after that just save this, and after that here we have to call that mapping. So this dot music mapping to the map playing list to list song, this one we have to call, and save this. Let's see, error is gone now. And then on const clicked index equals to this dot playlist not dot songs, and dot find index, and then s dot song id we have to pass is equals to song in playlist dot song id, and after that this dot music player service dot set queue, and here we have to pass all the songs, and then clicked index should be greater than equals to 0 and question mark, and then clicked index then else 0, and put semicolon, save this. And after that the play song, the next method is to play all, and if this dot playlist not equals to dot songs dot length is equals to 0, then just return this, or else this dot music player dot set queue, and this dot map playlist song, this one, and comma, and then just pass 0, put semicolon. After that the next method we are going to write is to like move song from up and down. So there's two methods we have to write, so just scroll down, let me format this one, save this, and just after this method we have to write here move song up, and then here this is the event, and then event, and the song in play list, and song in playlist, this one we need to pass, and current index, and that should be of a number type. And after that event dot stop propagate, and if current index is equals to 0, then just need to return, don't do anything, so return. and then we have to write const new position is equals to current index, and then we have to call the API. So this dot playlist service, not this one, playlist service, this one, dot reorder song in playlist, this one, and in this one we have to pass the playlist, so playlist ID, and then song in playlist, playlist dot song ID comma new position we have to pass, and then dot subscribe and curly over here. Okay, there's 2 times I have added, so just remove this one, close this one, parenthesis and the curly brackets, and over here we'll write next, and then response, and then semicolon, and const songs, this dot playlist, not dot songs, this one, and songs dot splice, and current index, comma 1, and then songs dot splice and current index -1 comma 0 comma, then we have to write song in playlist, and this dot playlist is not, then songs we have to pass, and then songs whatever we get just need to add over here, and then we have to show the notification, so notification dot success, and response dot message we have to just pass if any error occurs. So let's handle that one also, error, then like this curly brackets, and this dot notification services dot error, and then failed to reorder song, please try again. This message I want to show to the user. Let me format this one, save this one, and let's copy paste this method once over here, and the next method which is used to move song down. So let's paste it over here. Let's change up to down, and the event song ID, this one will remain same, and if current index is equals to this one, we have to change this one, this dot playlist not dot songs dot length -1, then just return this, and if const dot new position is current index, and then +2 and after that this dot reorder and this dot playlist song IDs, which is correct, and then over here this line is also correct, and comma 1, and over instead of -1 here just add +1, and then song ID, and this dot this one is also correct, and other things seems correct to me. Let me format this and save this one. So these are the only changes we have to do inside this particular method. Now the next method is to on song drop, like we can also drag and drop, right? Let's write the method for that, on song drop, and like we can drag and drop the right, so for that purpose, so int event and cdk drag and drop, this one we need to import, and this one is part of Angular material, I think. This one, no, not Angular material, but it is of Angular CDK, you can see this one. So I have to import this one. Let's get back over here, and inside this one we have to write song int playlist, and then it should be of array type, close this one, and after that curly brackets, and if not this is honor, then just return. And here we have to write const previous index is equals to event dot previous index. This one we have to get, and const current index is equals to event dot current index, and if both are same, just ignore it. Previous index is equals to current index, then just return. And after that, here we have to write const song is equals to this dot playlist. List is not dot songs, and then previous index. Then over here we have to write move item in array. This is also I think we have to import, and then we have to write here this dot playlist is not songs comma previous index comma current index. And after that, const new position is equals to current index plus 1, and this dot playlist service dot reorder song. This one we have to call, and inside this one we have to pass this dot play list id comma song id, and the new position we have to pass, and then we have to subscribe over here, so subscribe. And over here we have to just write here next, and then response, and over here this dot notification services dot success, and then response dot messages. And after this one, here we have to put comma and then error. So move item into, and then we have to just pass whatever we have earlier. So playlist not dot songs, and comma current index comma previous index, and then this dot notification services dot error, and then filled to reorder song, please try again. Write like this, put semicolon and save this. And after that, the next method, which is related to remove song from playlist. So let's write here remove song from playlist. And after that, here we have to write event and then event comma song in playlist, and here we have to write song in playlist, and then curly brackets, scroll down over here, and then event dot stop propagation, this one, and then we have to write related to dialog we have to open, right, which is related to confirmation. So here we have to write const dialog ref, and then this dot dialog dot open, and here we have to pass the confirmation dialog, this one, comma curly brackets, and over here we have to just write uh, the like width and everything. So width, and width will be 450 px, and comma, and max width is 90 vw, and then panel class, and which is custom dialog container, and after that here data title, and here we have to write remove song And after this title, the next one is message. And over here we have to just write backtick and remove, and then double quotes, and over here dollar, and then curly brackets and song in playlist dot title. And after this curly double quotes close from, then we have to write from this play list, and then question mark, and after this comma, and confirm text, and that should be, we have to pass as a remove, and cancel text, and then we have to pass as cancel comma, and confirm color, and then we have to pass warn, and after this one just put semicolon over here, then we have to pass the dialog dot reference after closed, and then we have to subscribe to this, so subscribe, and then we have to write confirm, then we have to do the some actions, and first we're going to check, okay, if this confirmed have some values. If not, then just return without doing anything, and else condition we are going to call a backend API. Not this one, we have to import this dot playlist service, this one dot remove song from playlist, and this dot playlist ID, and comma song in playlist dot song ID we have to pass, and dot subscribe, this one, and put semicolon over here, and inside this one here we have to write this dot loading playlist, because it removes songs from playlist, right? So we have to reload so that new song should be shown over there. And after that, this dot notification services. Okay, this above line showing error, this dot, okay, my bad. After this curly brackets, right, here we have to write next, and then we have to write here response, and then we have to write like this, and inside this one we have to write this dot load playlist, and this dot notification services dot success, and here we have to write response dot message, then put semicolon, and after this one we also need to handle the error, and this dot notification services dot error, and then here we write failed to remove song from playlist, and please try again, and then put semicolon, and then format this one or save this. And after that, the next method, which is to delete the playlist, so I'm just going to copy this same line of the code or method from this one, and I will do the modification inside this one, because this in that one also we need the same way, right? So just paste it over here. Let me format this, and let's scroll up over here, and now we are going to change this one as a delete playlist, and error is gone. And inside this one I'm not expecting any values that to be get, so just remove these values from here, and then here the events propagation we don't have to worry about it, so just remove this one, and in this one 40, this 3 lines is correct, and over here we have to just write here delete playlist, and in the message we have to just remove all this text, and here we have to just write are you sure you want to delete, and double quotes dollar, and this, okay, after that curly brackets, and this dot playlist not, and dot name, and after that double quotes question mark, this action cannot be undone. And after that, here we have to just write delete and then cancel and warn. This is correct. Now scroll down, and after that, here we have to just this part will be remain same. This one here we have to just change this to delete playlist, and here we have to just pass the playlist ID. So just remove this part from here, and inside the response I want to show a message whatever we get it from the backend, and after that we want to navigate to the home page. So this dot router dot navigate, and then parenthesis single slash home, and then put semicolon over here. Save this, it should hide. Okay, we don't have any error. Good. Okay, and in the notifications dot error we want to pass some errors, so let's remove this one first. And over here error question mark not, sorry, dot error question mark dot message, or here inside over here we have to write failed to delete play list dot please try again, and save this one, and we are getting error. So okay, over here we also need to get the error, so here just write here error and save this now, and then format this. We are good. Now the next method is to toggle the privacy one. So toggle privacy, and in this one we have to write const new privacy, and not this dot playlist not dot this is public, this one, and this dot play list services, this one, dot update playlist service, and this dot play list ID, and here we have to pass the new privacy, and then we have to subscribe, and here we have to write next, and after the next colon, and then we have to write here updated play list, and then curly brackets, and then here we have to write this dot playlist not dot is public is equals to updated playlist dot is public, and this dot notification services dot success, and then backtick, and here we write play list is now, and dollar curly brackets, and here we write updated playlist dot is public, and over here question mark, and then single quotes, and we have to write public or colon private, and after that this one put semicolon over here, and then we also need to handle the error. So error, and after that here put curly brackets, and then this dot notification services dot error, and here we can write here failed to update privacy, please try again. And after that here the two more methods we have to just create. So go back method, which is to navigate to the home page. So this dot router dot navigate, and slash home, and is currently playing. This is the method, and in this one song ID we have to pass, and it should just return by just checking it. So this dot current song ID is equals to song ID, whatever it is. Okay, and this song ID should be a number type. So number here, just write that. Save this. Just one small mistake I have noticed, which is current play song ID, which is not a correct variable name. So the name should be current playing song ID. So scroll up over here and just select this one and Control F, search for this one, and at 3 places it's showing, just paste it, and here we have to just write correct this one, playing song ID. Just replace this and save this one. And after that, one more thing we have to fix. Scroll down and go to this particular method, which is remove song from playlist, right? So here if you see this one, here we have just write confirm color. So confirm color, this one we have to write, copy this one, because this is the same mistake should be also there in the delete playlist. So just change this one and save this. Now we are good. And now we have to copy the CSS part of this one. So let's copy paste the CSS over here and close this one, save this. Now let's go to the HTML part. Now we have to write the logic statement to this. Now let's remove this and write here div class and playlist list details container, this one, and then close this one. And after that here div star ng if, and if it is loading, so loading, and then class loading container, this one, close this one. Inside this one we have to just add a mat spinner. So mat spinner and diameter is equals to 60. We have to write inside this double quotes, and after that here color ascent, and then close this mat spinner. After this, the next line is to show a text, which is loading text or loading playlist. So loading text here we have to pass, and here we have to just write loading play list and dot dot dot. And after that we have to go outside of this loading one, and we have to write error state message. So div star ng4, not ng4, ng if not loading, and if error message, and then class error container, and then close this one, and then mat icon and class error icon, and then error underscore outline. And after this we have to paragraph we also need to show, which is with the error. So error message, and in this one curly brackets, and over here we have to pass the error message. And after this one here we have to show a button mat raised button, and the color ancient, and on click we have to call a method which is click. We have two options to go back, so go back, and then we have to show here mat icon and arrow underscore back, and after this one we have to write go back. And so this is error state is also completed. Let me forward this one, save this, and we have a error message. Okay, so here I have added one extra r, so just remove that, and error is gone. Now we have to write the logics related to the content. So let's create one more div just after this closing one, and inside this main playlist details container, and here we have to create div star ng if not loading, and there's a no error message, so error message and playlist exist, playlist, and then class content, this one, and then close this one. And after that, here first we have to write the logic related to the playlist header. So dev class playlist header, and close this one. After that, we have to show the cover. So div class and playlist cover and ng class equals, and then curly bracket, and then single quotes and hash dash image colon, and then we have to write here playlist dot image URL, and this close this one after this. And inside div this one we have to show the image. So img image star ng if playlist dot image URL is there, then src, and then we have to pass the playlist image URL with auth image pipe, and then alt we also need to show the just name. So playlist dot name, and after that class cover image this one, and close this one. After this image we also want to show the icon if image does not exist or if it is not able to load. So not playlist dot image URL and class and cover icon, and then close this one, and library underscore music, and then this particular div is completed, which is related to showing the icon. The next part is to show the information related to playlist information. So outside of this cover, let's create one more div over here. So div class and playlist info, this one, and close this one, and then first paragraph which is related to the playlist type or just name, playlist dash type, and here in the capital we have to just write play list, and inside this one in h1 class playlist, and here we have to just pass the name, and in the curly brackets playlist dot name, and after this the next paragraph which is playlist description, and then star ng if and playlist dot description, and close this one, and inside this one curly brackets we have to show playlist dot description, this one we have to pass. Okay, we don't have to put a space over here, so just remove the space so that it can fetch the playlist description. After that, the next div here after this paragraph we have to create, which is div class and playlist metadata meta, and close this one, then span class and meta item, this one, close this one, and after that here we have to write playlist dot app space user name, and after that here we have to put a separator. So I'm just going to add here span class meta separator, this one, close this one, and then we have to just put a dot over here. So I will just provide you the icon, or you can from the Google also you can copy paste this icon. So you can see there's a small icon, I've just pasted it over here. After that, next span class and meta item, and then we have to show the playlist count, song count. So here just add here playlist dot song and then count. Let me format this. Okay, and after this count over here put a space, then again curly brackets, and inside this one playlist dot song count is equals to 1. Then we have to show just song question mark, then we have to just show song, or in else condition we have to show songs. And after that the next line which is separator, so I'm just going to copy paste this line of the code over here, and then span class and meta item, close this one. And we have to show the playlist is public or private, so just put a curly brackets over here, playlist dot is public, and after that question mark, and then here we have to write public if it is true, and if it is false then we have to show as a private. So now save this, and now our header part, playlist header part is also completed. So now we have to go outside of this playlist header part. So you see this particular div I'm talking about, and this will be closed over here. Now the next div just after that, which is related to action bar, which is like to play all songs and lock and delete all those buttons, we are going to provide it out. So let's create here a div, and div class, and here action bar, this one, close this one, and then here button, and it should be a matte fav, and then extended, and the color, it should be primary, and after that class play button, this one, and on click it should be play all, close this one, and after this click the next one is disabled, and playlist dot song count is equals to 0, and then close this one. And inside this one we have to show a icon, so here matte icon, and play underscore arrow, and after that we have to show just text which is play all, this particular one. So this play all button is completed. Now the next button, let me format this. Okay, and after that the next button is to like change or toggle the privacy. So let's add here button, and star ng if is equals to is honor, and then matte icon button, and then class action button over here, and on click we have to call a method which is click and toggle privacy, and after that here we have to pass the title, so title, and it should be playlist dot is public, and then we have to pass here make private and single quotes closed and colon, and then make public. So this is the different messages we will show as per the value we have, and inside this one here we have to put matte icon, and then curly brackets, and then over here we have to just pass like playlist dot is public and question mark and lock underscore open if it is true, and if it is private then we have to just pass the lock. Okay, after that the next button, let me also format this, and the next button is related to delete one, and this will be also visible to the owner. So star ng if is owner, and after that matte icon button and class action btn, and delete btn, and on click we have to call a method which is delete playlist, and then we have to show the title which is also delete play list, and then close this one, press enter, and over here we have to show a icon which is matte icon, and here we have to just pass the delete text, save this. Now our this action bar part is also completed. If you want to format you can do that. Okay, so our action part is completed. Now it's time to write the song list part. So let's write that. just after this action bar closed. So here it is going to be closed, and after that we have to write the logic. So let's write here div class and songs section and star ng if is equals to playlist and dot song count is greater than 0. Close this one, and after that div class and songs and songs song table, and then close this one, and then here we have to add header. So div class and table header, this one, close this one, and inside div class and then header index, this one, inside this one we have to just write hash, and after that the next line, which is div class and header title, we have to just write title, and then close this one, and here in the capital we have to just write title. After that div class and then header date, this one, close this one, and then we have to write date added, and the next, which is div class and then header actions, close this one, and then actions. Now the table header part is completed. So outside of this particular one, then we have to write the logics related to it, and inside this song table, so just put a over here div cdk, not like that, so just div cdk drop list, and then here we have to pass that square bracket and cdk and drop list disabled is equals to not is honor, and then parenthesis and cdk drop list dropped is equals to on song drop. Then we have to call the method which and pass the event, and then close this one, and inside let me format this once. Okay, inside this particular div, now we have to write here div star ng for loop, and let song of playlist dot songs, put semicolon, after that let I is equals to index, and after this double quotes class, and here we write song raw, this one, and then we have to write here cdk drag, and after that the next line, which is cdk drag disabled and equals to not is honor, and after that ng class, over here double quotes curly bracket single, and then here we write now dash playing, and after that colon and is currently playing, and then we have to pass the song id, and after this here we have to on click equals to play song and then song, and just close this one, and after that here we have to show the index and other things. So let's write here inside this, let me format this once, and we are inside this particular div which is related to the loop, and inside this one we are going to write the logics for index, information, date, every sections we are going to create inside this one, and over here div class and song index, this one, close this one, and then here we have to pass mat icon, and then star ng if is equals to is honor, and then class drag handle, this one, and then we have to show here ctk drag handle, and close this one and drag underscore and indicator we have to write, and this icon we have to show whenever it is owner of that particular one. After that, the span class and index number, close this one, and after that curly brackets and I plus 1, and then button mat icon button class play button small, this one we have to select, and then here mat icon and play underscore arrow, this one we have to pass. So now the song index part is completed. This part is completed. Outside of this particular one, next dev, which is related to song info we have to pass, close this one, and inside this one we have to pass like image first, so img and src and song.image url, and then auth image we have to pass, and then alt here we have to pass song.title, and then class song thumbnail, this one, and then close this one, and after that here dev class and song text, close this one, and inside this one h4 class song title, and then curly bracket song dot title, close this one, and after that here paragraph class song artist, and close this one, song dot artist, and artist we have to just pass, and after that this song information part is also completed. Now the next one is related to date, so just after this div close related to song informations, the next div we have to create, so div class and song date, this one, and get close this one, inside this one p class and date text, and after that close this one and curly brackets, and then here we have to write song dot added at pipe and date and single quotes and space d comma space y, and just save this. Okay, and after this song date part is completed, the next one which is related to song actions. So after this one, the next div we are going to create, which is div class and song actions, this one, close this one, and inside this one the first button is to like arrow up and then arrow down and then close, which is related to remove it. So let's write those buttons over here. So button and then star ng if is equals to is honor, this one, and then class reorder button, and then on click we have to call a method. So click over here we have to write move song up, and then we have to pass dollar and event comma song dot I, and after this one disabled I is equals to 0, and title move up, and then close this one, and here inside this particular button, right, we have to write here icon, so mat icon close arrow and arrow and upward, and then format this one and save this. And this particular button I'm going to copy paste because this is exactly same for the other button. It will be format this one, and then we are going to verify and is on a reorder button, which is correct, and move here we have to just change up to down, and the method will be remain same, and over here disable whenever I is equals to playlist dot songs dot length minus 1. So if this match, then we have to disable, and here on the title we have to just write down, and over here arrow we have to just write downwards, so down and word. And so this particular icon or button is also ready. Now the next button is related to delete. So button class, okay, first ng if is honor this one, and mat icon dash button, and then class and remove button, and on click we have to call a method, so click and remove song from playlist, and then here dollar event comma song we have to pass, and then we have to pass the title, so title remove from playlist, and then close this one, and over here mat icon, close this one, and then over here we have to just write closed, and this button will closed over here. Let me format this, save this one, this button will be closed over here. So now our main container, which is like song section, is also completed. So this song section div where it is closed, just after that we have to write the logics which is related to empty state. So this one is closed over here. So now after this we have to write here div star ng if, and over here playlist dot song count is equals to 0, and then we have to write a class empty songs, and then mat icon class empty, and state or empty it should be icon, empty icon, then music underscore note, and after that here we have to show h3, and no songs in this playlist, and after that here paragraph, and start adding songs to build your collection, and then save this one, and we don't have any error. So just notice one minor issues over here. So if we go ever right in the song actions div, we have these two buttons, right, which is related to the up and down arrow, and in this one we did not added that it should be a mat icon button. So here just add here mat icon button, and just copy paste this line of this one and paste it over here also, put a space, save this. So in this two we have to just add that. Now it's time to go to the UI. Let's see what we are able to see. Let's click on any of the playlist, and before that you have noticed I have just added a temp one more song, so that I can show you drag and drop all those things. So let's click on this one, and now I'm able to see everything inside this one. I'm able to see this particular icon or thumbnail, you can say, and after that I can see that okay, this is the description of it, this is the playlist, this is the song playlist name, and this is the description, and whoever created this, and total songs inside this one, and what is the status of this one. If I click on this one, it will be changed to playlist is now public. If I refresh this, I'm still able to see that okay, this is public. Now if I click on this one, it become private. So it's changing, working as expected. Now let me click on this play song, so it will play song from over here. So let's click on it, and let me mute this one so that you can see over here. So let me scroll this one, and this is the first song which are playing right now. So let's click on over here, repeat or do one thing. Let's move over here, and when I reach to the end song, after that you can see automatically it switched to the last one, right? And if I go over here also the last, it will just complete that song or play completed. After that it will be just pause. because in the playlist all the songs are covered. If I click over here repeat, so what it will do is if you click on play, it will again go back, and if I click on over here, so it will again go to the first one, and if I reach to the end it will go over here, and if I reach over here again it will go to the up. So it will be in the loop, right? It will go to the next, and the loop will work as repeat all the songs one by one. And after that if I click on repeat one, so whenever we reach to the end, so it will just play the same song. It's not going to change to the next one. So it means this one is also working as expected. Okay, and after that if you want to move to the next, you just need to click on this one. If I want to go to the previous, just click on this one. So you can see this one is also working as expected. Now let's click on over here. Let's try over here those things too. So if I am over here, you can see that there's two songs here. You can see if I click on over here, you can see the same song is playing because this is one set on one. Now it need to be changed to the second. Now if I move to the last, and then it paused. If I click on the repeat mode, so let's play this one. Let's click on over here, and now I'm able to play this one. Let's go to the end. Let's move to this one. Let's click on the end. It will again move to the first one. So this one is also working. If I click on next, it's changing. If I click on the repeat or enable shuffle, that we have to test it once. Let's close this one, and let's do one thing. Let's add a song. So let's go to the my uploads. Let's add here plus, and let's add to this one btech days play. Click on it. Now we have three songs, and now get back to the first one, and let's make it as shuffle, and let's play this and remove this and play this one, and let's reach to the end. And you can see whenever we shuffle, right, automatically from ones to just jump to three. And if I play this one, if I reach to the bottom last, you see it plays second. So the sequence is breaked whenever we change a shuffle this options, right? So this one is also working as expected. And let's try to if I click on play one, it will start from first song. So this is also working. And if I click on delete, and then we can also do that. Let's try it out. Let's click on delete this one, and you can see playlist deleted successfully. And over here it is also. And if I go over here, if I click on this one, you can see here if the same song was there, so it will also starting highlighting over here also, which is good. So now our this playlist part is also or playlist details part is also completed. I hope you guys like this video, so please hit like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.